Welcome to the Time for Heroes podcast.
How you doing? My name's Stephen Higgins and you're listening to the Time for Heroes podcast.
Stephen Higgins on the Time for Heroes podcast. He's a singer-songwriter, solo artist. He's been in bands and then he's been playing pub gigs for a few years, and now he's going to make a solo career with his debut single, I Guess That's It, coming out this Friday, is that right?
That's right, mate. Aye.
Friday the 6th of March.
Aye.
So we're going to get stuck into that, but what I like to do at the start, Stephen, is right back to the start. So what was life like for a young Stephen Higgins growing up?
A proper musical household, to be honest. I started singing, and you're going to laugh at this, mate, right? But I started singing in primary school. So I was in the choir, probably for primary 3 or something like that. And my gran used to listen to this old country singer called Charlie Lansborough. Don't know if you've heard of him, right? You probably know.
Mm-hmm.
But he's massive in like the country scene. He's an old boy, like kind of long grey hair, wears a hat and stuff like that. And he came to the school, and I sang one of his songs. So he's got a song called My Forever Friend, right? They asked us to go sing in the Royal Concert Hall in Edinburgh or something like that. Can't quite remember. It was about 25 years ago or so. So I've ended up with I've been asked to go sing with this guy. So I went on stage in front of like 2,500 people in this concert hall, dressed as this guy. So I've got a long fake grey wig, and we kind of dressed up as him, a wee paper guitar and stuff. That was like my first kind of musical career. And then after that, I never sang again. So I must have been about 8 or 9 year old, and then I've realised, right, I'm getting bullied here for singing. It's folk, if you imagine North Motherwell, right? You're a wee guy running about with a skateboard, and nobody wants to hear you sing. So I just kind of parked the singing career until I went to high school. In high school, I was in and out of bands, playing guitar, writing songs with my brother. So my older brother's very musical as well. He was in a band years ago, and then me and him started a band together with another guy called Tommy McGuire. So that was probably where he's seen us, the Isotones, around about 2015, 2016 in the Electric Bar.
Well, I mean, I was aware of Calder, but I can't mind Isotones.
Aye, so Calder was after Isotones. So that was kind of, Isotones kind of came to an end, and then I still had a good musical drive. So I had a lot of songs kind of wrote that I never really done anything with.
Mm-hmm.
Had loads of guitar parts and stuff. And then the guy I worked with at the time, a guy called Craig Lennon, he was the drummer. So
Right.
he knew another guy, Stephen Lennon, who was the bass player. And then we just started writing songs together. And we were playing venues like King Tut's, Stereo, Audio, just loads of places in about Glasgow.
I've been right through the Instagram and all that, so I've had a look at all the places and but I mean, so like starting out then, what was your ambitions? What was your influences? So like ambition wise, was it always going to be music, or what was the fallback option? And at that time as well, what sort of music influenced you then, other than the country boy?
So it was always kind of like 90s Britpop. Like that's always been the music I grew up listening to that kind of stuff, like Oasis, or kind of Shed 7, what, Cast, The Verve. So growing up in my mum and dad's house with my two brothers, we're all very musical, and there was always that big kind of Britpop influence. Well, I'd say probably my biggest influence is probably Oasis, to be honest.
Mm.
And I just kind of foliage. My brother was always kind of writing music in the house, and he always came back with guitars and stuff, so he's right into writing music as well. And there was always kind of Oasis blaring out of his bedroom. Silly ears.
It's funny that, isn't it? Because there was a period there for a while where kind of people wouldn't say Oasis, they wouldn't kind of cite them as an influence, but
Aye.
maybe in the last 2 or 3 years, and it, like Liam coming back and
Aye.
then Oasis, you know what I mean? It seems a bit more kind of, it's all right to kind of like them, but I mean most of the bands that I've interviewed on the podcast, right through like your Kyle Faulkners, your Paddingtons, all that, they all kind of cite Oasis as having some sort of impact on their career. So
Definitely, because I watched a bit of the Brit Awards last night, and
mhm.
there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, how's Noel Gallagher getting songwriter of the year when he's not wrote a lot of songs in the last couple of years?" It was based on his career spans about 35 years of music and writing songs. You know what I mean? And that's it's a lot more than other artists in the last couple of years, like your Sam Fenders, stuff like that. They've only maybe got a career that stretches maybe 10 years. So he influences a lot of people, Noel Gallagher specifically. And I've got two music books. They're called the Little Black Book. So I got them maybe 16 years ago. I've got a Beatles one and an Oasis one. So the Beatles one's that thick, the Oasis one's that thick. But I used to go through both of the books back to front. That's the Beatles and Oasis are kind of my biggest influences. I've got a wall back there with all my canvases and stuff with all my influences on it. And I take a lot of inspiration from Noel Gallagher and his songwriting.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like, even what you're saying about the Brit Awards last night, even if the songs did span 30 years, Oasis 25, you know what I mean? That they songs were some of the biggest songs of last year anyway. So
It was incredible.
regardless of when they were wrote, you know what I mean? That was a brilliant time last year.
Did you manage to catch one of the gigs?
Aye, I went to Murrayfield. I went to the Saturday in Murrayfield. Aye, absolute class, man.
We were down in Manchester. My missus managed to get us tickets for my birthday, so we went down to Manchester, and it was wild, man. I've never seen that many people in a field singing songs back to default word for word, mate.
No, I know. And just cuddling people that you didn't know. You know. At the time, I was sceptical. I thought they're going to be bother because it's that kind of lad culture in it, but it's
100%,
different.
mate.
Yeah,
Aye.
it's different. It's all ages. It's fathers and sons. It's just everybody was so happy. The only other time I've been that happy was the Stone Roses at Heaton Park when they just came back. It's that same kind of,
Yeah,
you
aye.
know what I mean? It's everybody's just happy because it's happening.
Yeah, aye. They're just happy to be there because like you see, you're obviously a lot older than me. Like I grew up kind of early 2000s listening to these bands and then thinking, am I ever going to see them? But I
Hmm.
never thought I was going to see Oasis. And then when he came out and says reunion, you're thinking, right, here we go, man. Let's get the iPhone, the iPad, the laptop out and see how many tickets we can buy.
Aye, so you touched on your influences, but what was your ambitions? Was it always music, or was there kind of what were you going to do as a job?
Initially, I wanted to go to college and do music. And I sat with my dad one night in the kitchen. My dad's like, "Listen, you need to get a trade. You need to get a trade, I think." He says, "You need something to fall back on."
Hmm.
So I part the college kind of thing, and then I get an apprenticeship in fabricating and welding. But I was well doing that in the background. I was still playing guitar, writing songs in bands and stuff. So it's always been music for me. Just always chasing a dream.
And how did that go then at the work? See, like in a kind of environment like that,
Aye.
I'd imagine you're working with a lot of older guys, you know that you'd be getting some slaggings for your music and all that, yeah.
Some of them, it was a way of speaking to guys. You know what I mean? Like I was always a guy. I'd speak to anybody, right? I'd speak to a hole in the wall. But a lot of the older guys helped me out with new music. Well, older music, so people like Steve Marriott, Small Faces, Humble Pie, and stuff like that. So I worked with an old guy at Lanark. I've worked for a company called Lanarkshire Welding Company up in Craigneuk. So I was there for about 8 years, and I met an old guy called Neely, and he was right into his music. And they introduced us to Steve Marriott and Humble Pie. So there was always, although I was kind of working in fabricating and welding, there was always music somewhere or another. There was always an avenue to speak to somebody about it, and it was always there.
Right. And so getting into Calder, because obviously I kind of took a deep dive into yourself, so I kind of listened to you back in the day, but obviously we're talking like 10 years for Calder kind of
Yeah, aye.
started. So like that kind of journey with them, obviously you played your first gig 2nd April in Box in Glasgow. So how did that feel kind of, it's all well and good playing kind of local gigs. So you've played like the Cherry Tree, Electric Bar, Jack Daniels and all that, but your first time kind of playing in Glasgow. What does that feel like? Do you feel like you've made it then?
Aye, you do. Like, so the first, although there was maybe only 8 people there, like when you know you're playing in pubs and clubs where other people have played, like other kind of big Scottish artists, but it is a good feeling. And all these places come with sound engineers and stuff, so we were used to just playing pubs being a sound engineer, so the sound's so much better as well. But it was a great feeling.
And that's actually what, once you look at the kind of venues, because obviously I managed a band there for about a year, and kind of it was, you just felt good ticking off these venues, and you're the same, Sleazy's, Record Factory, Block, Classic Grand, King Tut's, Broadcast, St Luke's, 13th Note, so you've ticked off quite a few there.
Aye.
So, on top of that, like supports and all that, like you support it, looking at some of the bands you supported back then, the Hollows kind of stuck it to me, Parley Amo, Dundee Band, The Trend, I can mind them, because I think Billy Mitchell was in them before he went to the Twist and then went solo. And obviously, probably the cream of that is 2 supports with Kyle Faulkner. Obviously, Electric Bar, we kind of touched on it kind of off mic before we came on. So I can mind that day. Obviously, I took my nephew, he's a mad Rangers fan, I'm a Celtic fan, so I was over the moon that day because Hibs beat Rangers in the Scottish Cup final, and I got to take him out and laugh at him all night. But I mean, like, I'm a massive View fan. Obviously, I'm speaking to Kyle Faulkner tomorrow for the second time on the podcast, might add, best mates with him now. But for him to kind of play in our area and for you to get the support, how was that? And tell us a story about it, because it was meant to be the band, wasn't it? It was meant to be the full band, but it's only...
Aye, it was supposed to be the full band, but I think the rest had holidays planned and stuff, so initially I was a bit apprehensive not wanting to do it, because I'd never done acoustic stuff before. I never even had an acoustic guitar, so I had to get a shot at my mate's, Tommy Maguire, so he gave us a shot at his acoustic guitar. And it was Derek Watson for the Banter Thieves, so he organised the full gig, and he asked if I'd come and play. So I think a week or 2 before, I was just sitting in my mum and dad's house. I still stayed at home at the time, just kind of learning acoustic songs. Like, I learned a couple of DMA songs, and trying to, when you've got a band behind you, like a drummer, a bass player, and you're playing electric guitar, it's trying to write that to suit an acoustic guitar. But it was easier than I thought, because I write a lot of songs on acoustic guitar. It's where I start most of my writing. But it was good to play that gig. It was good to meet Kyle as well.
And what was it like?
If you remember, he was came in like a bit of a tornado, but
did he know he ended up back at the drummer's house, I think, that night? Is it Darren?
Aye, Big Daz, aye. Because they're all very friendly with him, like, aye.
Because I think there was I think they came and DJ'd, I think Crazy Mo and Kieran DJ'd at David Cooper's suite one night as well, around about Christmas at one point.
Aye, they did, aye.
Because I was fucked with the flu or something. I had tickets for that and I couldn't go. Gutted.
That's what me and Derek, we spoke hundreds of times about. We're trying to get something like that started back up again. When was the last we had the music festival that was in Motherwell? Was it Motherwell Makes Music or something?
Aye, I've got that here, look.
That was brilliant, mate. Honestly, that was the best thing that ever happened in Motherwell, other than Tina Park in 1992, do you know what I mean?
Well, see, looking at this lineup, you get Declan Welsh, the Dunts, Kieran Fisher, obviously he's in Toronto now, Jim McNulty, Luna the Professor, yourselves, the Raz, who else we got there? Billy Mitchell's there as well, Luke Lavolt, Tommy Maguire, Mark Sharp and the Bicycle Thieves, Loki, is it? I'm not sure that Loki, is that Darren McGarvey? Is that
I think that's who it is, mate. I'm sure it is, aye.
And obviously the Just Jones, I went to see them just a couple of weeks ago, good Motherwell band. So, I mean, that lineup's like 10-year old or whatever as well, and all the people are still relevant in music they know. So,
aye.
I mean, like looking at yourself, then that's like for 2018 Calder finished, and that time you've been kind of playing the pub gigs. When did the kind of itch come back to kind of get your own stuff out there?
I think it was during COVID, mate. Because at the end of Calder, I had a lot of other songs I was trying to bring to the table, but it just never suited, and they were just kind of parked, left in voice notes and notepads and stuff. And then when we were all locked up for nearly 2 years, it gave me time to sit and structure songs and write more songs, and I used to go on live Facebook quite a lot. Just sit with a bag of cans and just play guitar and sing to folk and annoy the missus. But during that time it gave me the confidence in myself to know that I can do this and people are enjoying what they're hearing. So I think once COVID was by me, I just, like, shy bands don't get any sweeties, mate. I was just hassling pubs, just messaging folk, can I come and play, and then it kind of took off of there. So initially it was a lot of just cover songs, and then through time I started bringing my own songs in, and it was getting a good response with people. So, but it gave me, there was a plan, to be honest. It gave me I was always trying to build a local following, and being in a band, we weren't really doing that, and being there out on myself, just interacting with people, just naturally speaking to folk at the pub, asking how are you getting on, do you like music, blah 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 blah, you start to build a small following. So although I think I've got about 1,100 followers on Facebook or something, like, one way or another I've spoke to one of the people, do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I've not done the whole sponsored adverts and all that stuff. I've actually went out and played parties, played weddings, played garden parties and under marquees in the piss and rain and all that stuff. Just spoke to people and tried to punt my music and me as a musician, which is paying off leaps and bounds, to be honest.
Well, I mean, for the songs that I've heard so far, it's definitely been worth it. But I mean, I didn't even think of that as a journey. I kind of thought when you're playing the pubs, I was worried because it's easy to get kind of stuck in a rut. Was there any point where you thought, oh, it's not going to happen?
A few times, mate, because I work Monday to Friday in construction, so I don't do music full time. So a lot of my music, I'm sitting here with a guitar at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, eating to maybe 10, 11, and then I'm out at the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, playing other people's songs. So doing that, maybe 3-4 gigs at the weekend, it takes its toll on you, you start to get fed up. So I was starting to realise, right, I'm spending more time learning other people's songs rather than writing my own songs. So the focus this year is to finish. I've got 2 songs finished and recorded that I've sent out to you, but I've got maybe 5 or 6 sat there that I want to finish and get recorded and just start. The plan is to try and get to play my own solo gig with musicians as well.
So when that kind of comes to fruition, are you happy to just kind of go solo, or would you build a band around you as you get bigger? What you reckon?
Probably build a band round about me. So at the minute I've got Jamie Keenan's one of my good pals. I've known Jamie for about 16 years. He was a drummer in La Fontaine's, and he's now doing his own thing with Glass Checks. Just
got tickets to see them in the end of May, I think they're playing.
Brilliant, mate, really, really good. Jamie's a really good musician, so he's helped me out with the drums. He recorded the drums on both the songs I'm releasing,
right?
And hopefully he'll be able to play live ways as well. And then one of my other mates, Callum Brand, he was the guitarist in A Sudden Burst of Colour in a band called Junk Bandit. So the plan is for him and Jamie to kind of help us with music, with the instruments in the background, and help me structure the songs and stuff.
Is Callum the guy that's helped me in Glass Checks as well?
Aye, so Callum plays the bass with Glass Checks, mate, aye.
I thought I recognised the name. So, I mean, listen, if you've got Jamie in your band, that must be some pattern between the two yous, man, because Jamie's one of the funniest guys I know.
It's some laugh, mate, aye. We can just get off in tangents, mate. The two is just talk shite amongst each other. Sometimes there's no structure to the conversations.
Aye, that's the best conversations.
Aye, it's brilliant, mate.
So that was it. I was messaging him the other day actually, saying about this gig, because I've tried to go to at least a gig a month. So I'm looking at July. I'm away down south, so I'm looking at going to see the Cribs.
Right, aye.
Somerset House down in London, and I said, I texted Jamie, I said, this gig at the fucking Glad Cafe will be harder to get to than the fucking Cribs down in London. He messaged me back telling me all the fucking train timetables and how it'll be fucking dead easy for me.
Where is the Glad Cafe?
It's Paul Shaw's or something. It's a fucking pain in the arse, see with fucking ScotRail and all that, it's a fucking pain in the arse. But he seems to think I'll get there fine, so I'd be fucking leaning on him then for a fucking support gig for that.
Aye, but he's already mentioned it to us, so hopefully something comes it.
And then I'll just jump in the train with you.
It's the 31st day, is it the 31st of May, is it?
Aye.
Aye, hopefully, that's a Sunday, innit?
So, I mean, so Calder finished in and all these pub gigs have been happening. So playing the pub gigs, obviously you've built up a following, but what sort of, is there any mistakes that you've made doing the pub gigs, and what have you learnt from playing the pub gigs?
I think the biggest mistake is spending too much time learning other people's songs. Like there was times where I'll sit maybe 10 hours a week just learning songs, trying to learn songs off by heart. Like during COVID, no word to lie, mate, I sat with a notepad, right? So a notepad and a pen, and to memorise songs.
That looks like a fucking Bible, that
it's a Bible. Yeah, you only want to get scudded with this if you broke into my gaff, mate, I'll tell you that much. So that's all the song lyrics and stuff I write. So that's all the structures for my songs and whatnot. But I used to just sit and just write songs that other people wrote so I could memorise them. So in my head I've got about 60 songs I could play off by heart just by doing that. And it was Jim McNulty, a guy called Jim McNulty from Wishy, that kind of told us to write these songs. But that's the biggest mistake I've learned, is don't spend too much time learning other people's songs. That time is valuable, so use that time to write your own music and pave your own way.
And this is the thing as well with Jim then, because Jim's probably giving you that advice based on kind of, he's never been able to kind of make that leap. So
Aye.
he's probably speaking for kind of experience and trying to help you and kind of no get stuck in the rut, so to speak. How helpful is the missus and all this? Because obviously if you're out working all during the week and then...
Can this be edited out, mate? Aye. I'm glad I've got headphones on. She can't hear this. It's to be honest, it took its toll for a while, because I'm proper when it comes to my music. I've never been, at the minute, the way things are going and the way I'm feeling about it, I've never been so driven. Like Tuesday night I'm booked into a rehearsal room 9 till 12 o'clock at night, and then I'm up about 5:30 the next day to go to work. I spend a lot of my nights just sat writing music, and a lot of the time is spent, when I'm not writing Monday to Friday, I'm gigging elsewhere or the weekend, so I don't see my missus at the weekend. So sometimes like 3-4 gigs over the weekend, that's a lot. But this year we says we're going to make time for each other. We're going to go for coffees, gonna go to the cinema, just do something, just spend time with each other, because it's very, very easily when you're a musician and you're passionate about it, it's very easy to just get in that zone, and I tend to just forget about everything. Like, I've got the room I'm in now is my music room, so I could come up here and I'll go up there for 10 minutes. 2.5 hours later I'm still sat here and my missus is getting ready for bed, and I'm like, it's only 8:30. She's like, no, it's 11:15. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. I'm like that with the podcast as well. She message says to me, I'm going up the stairs, you'll not be long, you'll only be an hour, and I'm like, well, who knows, because whenever I say I'm only going to be an hour, it ends up fucking, it's the best recording ever, and it's like fucking 3 hours later. But if I know that you need to be off as well,
aye,
we'll be the best husbands tonight.
I've got a big bag of cans, mate, so I'm here to 3 o'clock if need be, mate. Hunters, mate. Honestly. When in fact, I played a gig last night. It was a 40th birthday party in Killook Bowling Club. Need to watch what I'm saying here in case the taxman's watching, you know. And I think I got asked to play Jerry Cinnamon 2 or 3 times, but it can be a daily thing when you're gigging on the weekend. He's a bad Jerry, mate. He's a bad Jerry Cinnamon. But what I normally do is, they're obviously wanting things like Canter and Belter and all that. So I'll play Jerry Cinnamon songs they don't know, like Campfire Vampire or Fickle McSelfish, all the early stuff, and then they'll be like, oh, you never played Jerry Cinnamon? You're like, well, I played 3 Jerry Cinnamon songs, you know, hear them. So that kind of thing, that's how I deal with that.
What's the songs that you like playing, and what's the songs you least like playing, cover-wise?
At the minute, I love playing kind of bluesy kind of stuff, so see like Creedence Clearwater Revival. I'm right into Bob Seger at the minute, so Bob Seger's got a song, All Time Rock and Roll, which is a kind of nice kind of bluesy song. I love Frankie Miller. Frankie Miller's probably one of my biggest influences as well, kind of good Scottish artist, so he's got a proper raspy bluesy vocal, so I love playing his songs as well, mate.
Right.
Keeps people going.
And what about your least favourite songs to play, and what do you do if somebody is pestering you all the time to play a song that you're no into? How do you deal with that?
I'll tell you this, right? I played a pub in Shorts, right? It was about 5 or 6 folk there. It was around about Halloween. So I'm sitting playing with all my gear and all that, and then 20 women have just appeared, just bounced in the door, and apparently they'd went to see, I don't know if it was Boyzone or Westlife or something. They'd went to see them the same night or something like that. So the full night they were just asking for Boyzone songs, and I never knew any Boyzone, right? So this lassie, this one lassie, right, it's just constant. She was like, "Oh, God, play a bit of Boyzone." I'm like, "I don't know any, pal. Sorry, I don't know any Boyzone. Here's Wonderwall anyway." That kind of part, you know. Then, but it was getting to the point where she was annoying, right? So I'm like just playing, and I'm looking at the bar staff. And the guy's coming on. He's like, "Everyone alright?" I says, "No, I don't speak to anybody like this, and it's not me as a person. But I just can't say, mate, she's an absolute roaster. She's doing my nothing." And the boys like, "Right, we'll deal with it." So I've took my breaks. Usually it's like 45-minute sets, and then you get like a 10-15 minute break in between. So she's been roasting me for the first 45 minutes, and then I went outside for a break and she's followed me outside. She's like, "Why are you not playing Boyzone?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know any." So I went back in, right, and she's come up. She's like, "You playing Boyzone? You know where I'm going with this, don't you?" So I've just said to her, right, I've just stopped what I was doing mid-song and went, I think I was playing an Oasis tune or something at the time, and she's right in my face, she's here while I'm singing and playing, and I've just stopped and I went, listen pal, fuck off." And she's went away and sat down, right? She went away and sat down with her arms folded, and she's just watched me the rest of the gig, just stared at me, raging, man. But that's the kind of thing you put yourself up for when you're playing these pub gigs. Like, I've played pub gigs, Clydebank and all that, arse end of nowhere. You're playing these wee old man's pubs, and you go in and it could kick off at any minute. Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, like, when you're playing in that environment, every gig will be different as well, and that's how I kind of ask, because obviously there'll be so much that you're learning, maybe not even musically, but just about people's behaviours and things like that.
100%, mate. Like, you can see things. I've had many a conversation with people about this, and it's mostly like bouncers and security and stuff like that. You can see things happen before they happen. Like, you can see people getting drunk and getting wound up while you're standing and playing, and you can go, right, there's a fight happening over there. There's a fight happening there. I was in a pub in Motherwell one night, it'll remain unnamed, right? And there was a lassie kind of sat opposite us. She was getting drunker as the night goes on, and the pub was bouncing, right? She's went up to the bar and she's come back with a tray of shots. There must have been about 20 shots on this tray, right? And this boy's just standing with his mates and he's turned around and bumped into her. So I reckon out of the 20 shots, 18 of them have been alright, and 2 of them have fell, right? So she's got this big tray of shots and she's looked at the boy, and I'm watching going, "Surely no, pal." And she's been like that with the rest of the shots right there, the boy's heat. And I'm like, wow, I seen that materialise, you know what I mean?
And these shots they're no for
No, they're not. Probably
18.
She's better off taking 2 schools out of her pocket and slapping the boy with them, you know what I mean?
So, I mean, so all of this kind of carry on leads us to where we are now. So 5 days time, Friday the 6th of March, debut single, I guess that's it, is released. I've had a wee listen to it. I like one of the boys in the work, the boy that I used to manage in the High Flats. He said you sounded dead like Jake Bugg, which
right, man,
I couldn't hear that, to be honest, but really catchy song for the listeners or the viewers now that I'm on YouTube.
Appreciate that, mate. Cheers.
Maybe just explain to them the basis of the song and what it sounds like and what to expect.
So I started kind of experimenting. I'm going to sound like a Tazer using that word, experimented, but using the harmonica. So I've always been interested in the likes of Bob Dylan and how you can sound a lot bigger musically if you use different instruments.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote that song early November. It is sort of like you say, maybe slightly Jake Bugg / kind of stereophonics,
mm-hmm.
and then you've got that kind of harmonica bit in there as well.
Well, this is that as well, but with being so catchy, so see like the backing vocals kick in like halfway through, but see once you've listened to it a couple of times, I found myself joining in with the backing vocals the first half of the song, man. It's fucking right in my head already, man. It's a cracking song, man.
Cheers, man. I'm trying to do that with a lot of the songs I'm writing. Like, if I'm not happy with a song, I'll just park it. I'll no scrap it entirely.
Mm-hmm.
With that one, it just it just came naturally, and it just felt good off the back. Just sitting with the guitar and just strumming away, and then broke the harmonica and I was playing away with it, and it just came from nothing, to be honest.
Obviously, you sent a second song here as well, which I think the name is Escape the Red Tape, is that correct?
That's it, aye.
Which I've listened to that a couple of times as well, and it's really good, but obviously, as I say, with this debut one, it's been like, I keep going back to that, man. It's like, fuck it, honestly, like, it's my favourite song of the year, probably. I know we're only 2 months in, but really, really catchy. So what's the plan then? Obviously, releasing this on the 6th of March. What's the plan for the next one?
So I'll probably wait a month, and then I want to try and fund like a music video or something.
Right.
Just to try and keep people interested. Because I put a post up, I put a lot of videos of myself up just talking to the camera, and it's trying to market yourself as a musician and try and keep people interested. So the only way of doing that, I think, is by posting like videos and stuff. So I think we'll maybe go big with this next one, spend a bit of money and try and get a video behind it.
And obviously you said you were looking to record another couple of songs as well, so when would we be looking at that, and would you be trying to get them out for the tail end of the year as well?
So I'm booked in to record the 14th of March.
Right.
So I recorded it in Park Lane Studios in Shawlands. Oh, sorry, I think the Shawlands is the south side of Glasgow, isn't it?
Aye.
So it's one of the guys for the band Cassidy. Mm-hmm. So he's got his own studio there, and I recorded with him kind of January time, and then I've booked back in to get another two songs. I'm going to push to get 2 songs recorded and then get a cover done as well, just so I've got a lot of stuff on Spotify and Apple Music and that. But I reckon the next 2 singles I record maybe kind of June, July release.
Right.
I'm trying to keep people interested. I don't want to push too much too soon.
Well, I seen you post that you were looking for any festivals and all that as well for the summer, so I spoke to that wee boy at work, so he said somebody approached him about a festival, and I told him to kind of give me the details there and I'd pass them on to you as well.
That'd be great, mate.
But, so, well, I forgot what I was going to ask now. It'll come back to me. Aye, so, I mean, like, the way you are, and like, the age you're at now, and obviously just coming back with this single and this solo career, do you feel pressure to kind of make something now because you've had maybe so long kind of out the limelight for the band?
100%, mate, aye. It's something I think about on a daily basis, to be honest. Like I'm 32 and my wife's 31, and we get married in 2024, so the next step for us is probably having kids. So I want to try and get as much done in the next year or two to try and push to see who approaches me and see if I can make something of myself. Like, the dream is to be a musician, to do music full time. So I'm probably pushing myself more now than I have in the last 10 years because I've got less time. So it feels more strenuous, more pressured into doing this. Because when I still lived with my mum and dad and I had a job, but I had this is going off in a bit of a tangent here, Martin, right? But I had the security of living with my mum and dad, if that makes sense.
Oh, I know. I've got a fucking 18-year-old boy here now, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I had the approach where, right, if I've not got a job, I'm staying with my mum and dad, I'll just do music. But now I'm staying with my wife, I've got a mortgage, we're looking at having kids. I need a job, but I need the security to pay the bills. So it's not as if I could up sticks and go, I'm getting fed up with my job, I'm going to go do music full time.
No, that's different, man. You get responsibilities. It's fucking. It is hard, man. It's a minefield. That's like, you can hear that in the lyrics to this song as well. That's kind of what the lyrics describe. Kind of.
Aye.
The fear of kind of getting old in it.
100%, mate. Aye. I'll speak about the lyrics a wee bit if that's alright, mate, and where they came from. So one of my biggest fears is getting old and losing people that means the most to you. So in the last maybe 10 years I've lost my granda, and I lost my gran last year. So it's just trying to vent and get that feeling through music, because I've got no other way of doing that other than writing music and playing music. So I think the lyrics for that song were probably about that, if that makes sense, like losing people and how it makes you feel.
it sounds like it gives you that drive as well, and it's probably the perfect song then to be your kind of your first release, because it says so much about you in that initial song.
Aye, definitely.
So so that comes out this Friday. The podcast, this will be Wednesday, I would think. So a couple of days time. I guess that will be out on Spotify, Apple, all the platforms and all that. You've talked about what you've got coming up and what sort of releases for July. So I think that's about it then, apart from obviously the last part of the podcast. It's called Time for Heroes. So 4 heroes to come for dinner. Why are they your heroes, and what would you cook for them?
I'd say 4 of them would be probably Liam Gallagher, Richard Ashcroft, John Lennon and Paul Weller.
Right, well, I'm not even going to ask you what you're cooking for them then, because I can't imagine fucking there's going to be much. That's going to be a boozy time. You've started already.
Bag of cans and a pizza, mate.
John Lennon's like the most picked on the podcast. Liam Gallagher probably close behind him. Paul Weller hardly ever, and Paul Weller's one of my biggest heroes. So maybe touch on kind of why Paul Weller and Richard Ashcroft.
I think with Richard Ashcroft, I love Oasis, right? But I love how different Ashcroft is from Oasis. Like Oasis is proper kind of ballsy, feel good. It's the weekend. Let's listen to some music and go for it. But with the Verve and Richard Ashcroft, he's got an album called what's the song? I think it's the song's Check the Meaning. Can't remember the name of the album.
It's for your second album, innit?
Oh, what's the name of it again? I'm gonna need to Google this, mate. I'll probably go to a year.
I can mind it. I got that album when it came out, because it came out the same day as The Coots.
Human Conditions. So my wife's dad gave me a CD when I got my first motor, and it was that CD, Human Conditions, and I listened to that religiously, mate. And listen to the likes of that album in comparison to Definitely Maybe, although they're 2 great albums, they're 2 entirely different albums. The way they're written and the guitar parts and stuff.
There's so much about him, just like his kind of personality, and he's way out there, man. He's like in his own world.
Aye.
And he's comfortable in that. I mind seeing him on BBC News. I don't know if you've seen that clip, and he's trying to climb out the window at the back. You need to have a look for it on YouTube, man. It's fucking.
Was that one of the live shows or something? One of the live sets he done in BBC?
No, it was like he was getting interviewed at BBC in the morning, like on the morning news, like 6 to 9.
Aye, I know the one you're talking about.
Aye, and he was he had the sunglasses on and all that. He was he looked like he'd just back for a fucking night out or something.
Ben Shepherd tried to pull him back in the window, man.
Aye, so I mean, Ashcroft's he's an enigma. I've been trying to get him on the podcast for fucking years, man. Katie will give me him. He's too big for the podcast, apparently.
Yeah.
Another one that I've been looking to get for years is Paul Weller. What's your thoughts on him?
My first introduction to Paul Weller was obviously the Jam. Like my dad's was a massive mod. He was always a massive Motherwell fan, a massive mod, and he was always into the Jam, kind of the Skids, and Paul Weller. So I just think he's got that many different songs, that many different, probably cover that many different genres. That you've got him, he's selling his solo career, you've got the Jam, you've got the Style Council.
Well, see, I mean, even the solo career, like, so you talk about the Jam and then the Style Council and then solo, but you could probably break his solo career into maybe 3 different parts.
Aye, you could, mate. Aye.
You know what I mean? So
he's got that Stanley Road album. There's a song on that, Burrowpool's End. It's probably one of my favourite Paul Weller songs. There's this big roaring guitar part at the end that Steve Craddock plays, and it's incredible, mate.
Aye, absolutely fascinating character, man. Well, I mean, you're saying a big bag of cans, but I think he's off the drink completely now, so...
Aye, he's a beef it entirely, isn't
he? He'll just sit and smoke all night.
Maybe get back to playing with the Style Council again.
Aye, cracking guests, man. Absolutely cracking guests, man. Paul Weller, Ashcroft, John Lennon and Liam Gallagher. What an interaction that would be with they 4.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant, eh?
Aye, absolute pleasure speaking to you.
Aye, cheers for having us on, Martin. Really appreciate it, mate.
All the best with the single, which For Every Day Again. I guess that's it. out 6th of March, which is this Friday. Go and check it on all streaming platforms, and check. I'll put your Instagram and your Facebook page, and then if there's any gigs coming up, people will be able to check you out and go and see you wherever you're
brilliant, mate.
playing. But absolute
Cheers.
pleasure speaking to you, man. It's been a fucking dream.
Aye, cheers for having us on, and thanks for all your support through the years and that, mate, and following my career, and hopefully
I'll
I
get
get
to
some.
see you at a gig though at some point as well, man. It's been
Aye,
that long since I
definitely.
went to a pub gig or something like that, so I hope to see you in like a decent venue or something.
Aye, I'm playing Moonies in Bellshill this Saturday, so that's going to be like a wee kind of acoustic, kind of single release type show. So hopefully it's a busy one.
Cool. All the best, Stephen.
Right, cheers, Martin.
Cheers.
Thanks again for listening to the podcast. If you'd like to get in touch, please contact me on the email timeforheroespod@gmail.com, or you can get me on Instagram at Time for Heroes Podcast. Thanks very much. We'll be back soon with another episode.